Head of the Department of Geography, Arya Vidyapeeth College, Guwahati, Assam. Welcome everyone to participate in this international webinar. Myself today feeling very grateful and thankful to everyone being a part of this webinar. So respected Principal Sir, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya, IQC Coordinator, Dr. Gitanjali Hazarika, respected Ashok Kumar Bora Sir, Dr. R. Jagannathan Sir, Dr. A.R. Siddiqui Sir, Dr. Asada Hiruhisa Sir, and my respected faculty members, research scholars, my dear students, participants. Today we are going to organize an international webinar on topic recent trends in geographic studies and research. So before going to our program, I just briefly want to introduce our respected resource person. First, I want to introduce Dr. Ashok Kumar Bora Sir. He is a professor and former head of the Department of Geography, Guwahati University. He has about 80 years PG teaching experience, 25 years research experience. His areas of interest is geomorphology, fluvial geomorphology, environmental geography, quantitative geography, hydrology, and remote sensing. Under his guideships, obtained 18 number of scholars PhD degree, MPhil degree obtained 18 number of students. He was the director of CDC. He is the director of IDEAL, and he is the director of HRDC. He published more than 86 number of research paper. Bora Sir visited some foreign countries for academic purposes. So many thanks, Bora Sir, for your such type of the cooperation. Now I am going to introduce Dr. R. Jagannathan, Professor and Head of the Department of Geography, University of Madras, Chennai. He is a professor and head from the 2010 to till now. He acts as the DST Project Research Associate, CSIR Research Associate, Guest Lecturer, Cartographer, and now as Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Geography, Madras University, Tamil Nadu. He has more than 28 number of research paper publication, both national and international level. His teaching areas are cartography, geospatial technology, landscape, ecology, GIS, natural hazards and disaster studies, and many more. He visited USA, Hungary, Sweden, Netherlands, Canada, Switzerland, France, Italy, Turkey, Bhutan, Ukraine, Malaysia, Germany, UK, China, Austria, and many more countries. He already presented more than 18 numbers of research paper, both international and national level. He visited so many foreign countries for this purpose. Professor Jagannathan completed more than 10 number of skill development program in India as well as some other foreign countries. He done more than 8 number of research projects, both national and international level. He is the member of more than 16 number of professional societies. He is the Dean of Research and linked with more than 7 numbers of academic positions. He is associated with many curriculum development associations, both in national and international level. So we can feel proud to meet Professor Jagannathan Sir, and we are very thankful to him. Now we are going to introduce another resource person. Dr. A.R. Siddiqui Sir. He is a professor and head of the Department of Geography, University of Allahabad. Professor A.R. Siddiqui did his BSc, MSc, MPhil, and PhD degree from Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Siddiqui Sir also qualified UGC NET, Agricultural Research Services, NEET examination. Siddiqui Sir started his initial career from Chaudhuri Charan Singh University, Meerut, in the year 1999 as a lecturer. Late he joined University of Allahabad in the year 2001. He has been elevated as a reader in the year 2009, associate professor in 2012, and professor in 2015. He has completed an NRMS training course and 3 international training programs sponsored by United Nations. He has also obtained PG diploma in Geoinformation Science, specialization in geohazards from IRRS, Dehradun, and ITC, Netherlands. His specialization is in arid zones research, urban environment issues, and application of remote sensing and GIS in land degradation studies. He also supervised 9 PhD students. He has published 38 research papers in peer-reviewed journals, and Dr. Siddiqui Sir is author of 3 books. Siddiqui Sir attended more than 70 national and international conferences. He is the recipient of the Excellence Awards in the year 2018 by University of Allahabad. He has visited France, Russia, China, Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Austria, Nepal, and many more countries for academic purposes. Dr. Siddiqui Sir is a member of various professional bodies. He is also the Dean Studies Welfare. Presently, he is having the responsibility of International Advisor of Foreign Students, Chairman Data Cell, Nodal Officer, NIRC. He is holding the post of Senior Vice President, Allahabad University Teachers Association. Earlier, he was the Secretary of IGI, Treasurer of IGI. Now, from the 2016, he is holding the post of Secretary General, Indian Institute of Geomorphology. So many thanks, sir, being a part of this program. Now we are going to introduce our today's attractions, Professor Harihisa Asada sir. Harihisa Asada sir, he is a professor, associate professor, Department of Geography, Nara Women's University, Japan. He is presently working in the Department of Geography, Nara Women's University, Japan, as an associate professor. He obtained his PhD from Kyoto University, Japan in 2011 with the thesis titled Climate Change and a Rice Cropping System in Brahmaputra Basin. He worked as a research scholar in the Department of Geography, Guwahati University from 2007 to 2011. His research interest is climate change, agricultural technology, rural land use, general and environmental changes, and rural society in Northeast India in particular. He is the author of Nature, Culture, and Food in Monsoon Asia. Thank you, sir. He already published so many research papers both in national and international level. He visited so many foreign countries for many academic purposes. We can feel proud, Dr. Asada sir, because he completed his PhD work selecting the topic from Assam, like climate, agricultural system, etc. So definitely we can feel proud of him. So today our principal sir, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya sir, is unable to present in this meeting. So on behalf of our principal sir, I request the IQC coordinator, Dr. Gitanjali Hazarika, to give her welcome address for our international webinar. Gitanjali, I request you to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Deepalini. A very good morning to all of you present here. Today, we are all gathered here for the international webinar on recent trends in geographic studies and research. We have 3 resource persons who will be highlighting on this topic. Thank you, the resource persons, for being here and for bringing your energy ideas and expertise to share with us. We are very sure that this webinar will provide various information on recent trends in geographic studies and research. It is definite that the participants will be highly benefited from these academic sessions. Respected Dr. Ashok Kumar Bora, Professor and Head of the Department Geography, Guwahati University, and inaugurator of this webinar. Respected resource persons, Dr. R. Jagannathan, Professor and Head, Department of Geography, University of Madras, Dr. A. R. Siddiq, Professor and Head, Department of Geography, University of Allahabad, Dr. Asada Harubisa, Associate Professor, Department of Geography, Nara Women's University, Japan. Respected participants from across the country and abroad, I, on behalf of Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya, Principal, Arya Vidyapeeth College, would like to welcome you all to this international webinar. Welcome you, sir and ma'am. I appreciate Geography Department of Arya Vidyapeeth College for this initiative in organizing this webinar on such a relevant topic. I would also like to congratulate the convener of this webinar and the head of the department, Dr. Dipali Neuk, and her team for their hard work and spirit. I wish all the best for the successful completion of this webinar. Hope it will be interactive and interesting. Again, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to this venue. Welcome and yakoso for Dr. Asado Harubisa sir. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Gitanjali. Now I request our Ashok Bora sir, Professor and former head of the Department of Geography, Guwahati University, for the inaugural address. Bora sir, I request you to deliver the inaugural address of the webinar.
Thank you, Dr. Neuk, convener of this webinar. Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya, Principal, Arya Vidyapeeth College. My respected resource persons, Professor R. Jagannathan, Professor and Head, Department of Geography, University of Madras. My friend and very dynamic geographer, Professor A. R. Siddiqui, Professor and Head, Department of Geography, University of Allahabad. Dr. Asada Haruhisa, Associate Professor, Department of Geography, Nara Women's University, Japan. Dr. Gitanjali Hazarika, Coordinator IQAC of the college. Dr. Dipali Neuk, Convener and HOD Geography of the college. Then Dr. Manosi Gogoi, Department of Geography of the college. I am very much grateful to the organizers to be with you, all the academic persons, academicians, and I am happy to announce that this Department of Geography, Arya Vidyapeeth College, is having only 2 faculty members. Dipali Neuk is the head, and another assistant professor, Dr. Manosi Gogoi. With these 2 women faculty members, they are very much making an effort to hold this program, that is international seminar, on a very pertinent topic. And I also thank the organizers for selecting a very relevant topic, that is recent trends in geographic studies and research. As you know that the geography subject is present day moving fast in the ladder of development, and the subject and its field is changing very fast, and it is incorporating many new things in terms of its contents, philosophy, thoughts, methodology, methods and techniques. The subject is now so vibrant and dynamic that it is always ready to accept and incorporate the new developments in the world of science. So this way, the subject is moving or progressing in a big way, and I have seen that the original gap between human geography and physical geography is going to be narrowed down. Since the growth of geography subject, it is receiving some new trends from time to time. The new trends may be different shift in paradigm in the subject, vigorous growth and dimension in the quantitative revolution, which ushered in the subject right from 1945 and so on. So new developments in the field of statistical techniques and methods, it is making strides. Mass emphasis is now given in the approach of system approach and system analysis. Development of models and theories are being emphasized. Growth of positivism, significant development in the study of climate change, conspicuous progress in the field of health geography, and very recently there is overwhelming application of geospatial technologies, that is remote sensing, GIS, GPS, DGPS, etc. It is a most notable and significant development in the field of geography. Both physical and human geography are just accepting the application potentials of geospatial sciences, and now new trend has been there in the subject in terms of its thought philosophy and methodology. So the original two-dimensional maps have been transformed into three-dimensional maps, four-dimensional maps, that is models. So in this way, the subject is receiving tremendous developments and trends in its academic firmament. Now you see that this particular webinar, the organizers have invited three very eminent geographers to deliberate on the topic. And one is Professor R. Jagannathan, who is an eminent geographer of national and international repute. He is mostly specialized in the geospatial technologies, and he will speak on the topic recent trends of the subject, in terms of research and study from general perspective. Now another resource person, my friend Professor A.R. Siddiqui of Allahabad University, he has his credit of being an eminent and very famous dynamic geographer in the country, and he has his repute in the national and international level also. And he will be talking about recent trends in geography, the Indian scenario. And another resource person from Japan, who is Asada Haruhisa of Nara Omen University, Japan, who is very much specialized in intensive research and a very dynamic geographer of the country, Japan. So these very prominent resource persons will be here delivering the theme to different angles. So I hope that the resource persons will be able to throw relevant light on the subject, and our participants and myself, we all will be very much benefited from their deliberations and talk. I thank organizers to make me involved in this webinar, and I now declare that the webinar is open. So with this I conclude, and thank you all. Wish you all the best success for the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Bora sir. Now I request Dr. R. Jagannathan Sir, Professor and Head of the Department of Geography, University of Madras, to speak his deliver about the recent trend in geographic studies and research and overview on the global perspectives. Sir Jagannathan Sir, may I request you? Jagannathan Sir.
Is it okay now? Madam, you are able to hear me?
Okay, sir.
Yes, yes,
Sir.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you very much for this great opportunity, for this great national seminar on geographic studies and research. And as you know that everybody is doing really good work for the development of research. And the Department of Geography also now, you know that on behalf of Indian Geographical Society, we are planning to organize a national meet 2020 during 4th to 7th September about recent trends in geography and the development of geography by different organizations, how different geographic organizations play a very important role in present geographical research. That seminar normally will be held between 4th to 7th September. So on this occasion, I request all of you to participate so that you will be able to understand how many organizations we have and other things. So we have about 40 geographic associations in India, and we are doing research in different fields. So as you know that geography is a very big field. It's a mother of all sciences. People normally will, I'll just try to give a little bit about history, then I'll come to recent trends so that people and the students particularly will be able to understand the nature of geography. As you know that geography is a spatial science. People normally will tell geography is a social science, geography is a humanities, geography is a arts, geography is environmental science, geography is a earth science, like that. Geography is everything. Geography is mother of all sciences. Depending upon our purpose, we can become a geomorphologist, cultural geographer, etc., etc., etc. Let us start with history. So geography is a perfect spatial science, and it is a field of science devoted to study of lands, features, inhabitants, and phenomena of Earth and other planets. You know that the first person used the geography term is Eratosthenes. So he used this term 276 to 194 before Christian. Okay. So geography is an all-encompassing discipline that seeks an understanding of Earth and its human and natural complexities. So it is not merely a simple subject, it is where objects are, but also how they have changed over time, how it changed time to time and place to place. It is like a dynamic discipline. And as we know that, just I want to give a little bit basic thing so that student will be able to understand human geography and physical geography. We know that human geography focuses on built environment, and it is concerned with the study of people and their communities, cultures, economies, then interaction with the environment across space and place. So please remember, across place and space. Physical geography is concerned with the study of process and patterns in the natural environment like our atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, geosphere, then soil geography, etc., etc. Depending upon the development of geography, we can divide into different subdisciplines within physical geography. Then so-called environmental geography also taking place now. When you use our UGC curriculum, any other university curriculum, environmental geography is there, but it is not a separate discipline. It is a very big discipline. It is like interdisciplinary like that. The difference between the physical and human approaches led to a third field that is called environmental geography, which combines physical and human geography. and it concerns the interactions between the environment and humans, so that whatever problem we have in environment, whatever problem we have in man-made disaster or anything, the environmental geography will be able to answer that. So environmental geography plays very important role. That's why from school to college onwards, there is a value education that is called environmental science, and geographers play very important role in environmental science. Then the third one is techniques. So we have lot of disciplines within physical geography and human geography. I need not explain that because all geographers, geography students, they know the sub branches of geography. Other than that, we have techniques. So here I mean techniques means spatial analysis. When you use geography, it is entirely different from other disciplines. I tell you later about it. Now, techniques here is spatial analysis is a very important technique. A spatial relationship or interrelationships are the key to this great subject. Maps are a key tool. Cartography is a communication system. Through cartography only we will be able to explain everything. We try to solve all the whatever problem we had. Earlier, before First World War, Second World War, now whatever World War we have and whatever problem we have, whether it's a disease and other things, everything based on maps. Without map, no geography at all. So cartography has been joined by a more modern approach to geographical analysis. Now, computer-based information system will give lot of information about cartography, static to dynamic cartography. Cartography itself, now it is like a version. We will discuss later about it. So in their study, geographers use interrelated approaches. So other than physical and human geography, cartography is there. Cartography is a central part of geography, and the central part tries to explain everything in the form of graphical representation so that people will be able to understand. So instead of reading thousands of pages, one map is enough to explain a particular phenomena. So the interrelated approaches are, maybe number one is, normally we tell systematic geography, systematic approaches. So the systematic approach is very important approach, groups geographical knowledge into categories that can be explored globally. For example, agricultural geography, systematic agricultural geography. So systematically, how agriculture system varies from place to place and region to region. That is systematic approach to geographers. Another approach is called regional approach. It is a very important subject. Normally, earlier days, normally we used to have geography of Australia, geography of North America, geography of Asia, like that. It tried to examine systematic relationship between categories for a specific region or a location of particular earth. Whenever we introduce our curriculum, whether it's a BSc or MSc, normally we include all the subjects. But my humble request is, whoever it is, with reference to our location, if Chennai is there, I have to include geography of Chennai. Need not be geography of Tamil Nadu, geography of Chennai. As a geography student, you should understand the local geography, then only you will be able to understand the regional geography and other geographies. So the regional approach is another very important approach in geography other than systematic approach. Then we have a descriptive. Earlier days, before 1960s, before the introduction of our quantitative revolution, or before introduction of our behavioral revolution, we try to use descriptive approach to geography, specifies the location of geographies. What is there, what is there, what is it, what is it, what is it. Descriptive geography became an analytical after 1960s. So systematic approach, regional approach, descriptive approach. Now we have an analytical approach. It asks why we find some of the features, some of the population is very high in a specific geographic region. Why we have a high density, why we have a low density. If crime is there, why we have a high crime in New Delhi. Normally people will tell crime against women is very high in New Delhi. Crime is criminologist point of view, and crime police people will do things, and normally people will tell crime is very high in, for example, in New Delhi. It's not like that. It's not Delhi. part of the Delhi. Some part of the Delhi may be high and not really. Delhi is a very nice place. Here geography comes. Here the location of the geography comes. We try to use our geographical location using statistical techniques within a particular city, which location has a really high level of vulnerability. So the techniques called spatial analysis try to analyze everything, make us to understand perfectly. So I told these techniques are concerned now. I think already Professor mentioned about our J's and other things. I think I can mention cartography is a subject for us. Cartography is tool for all other subjects. For economists, for biologists, for geologists, for any other social, natural, and earth scientists, cartography is a tool. Map is a tool for them. For geographer, it is a core. It is a hard core. At the same time, we can use this as a tool for explaining any type of phenomena. So techniques are concerned here. Mapping techniques plays very, very important role with a lot of models, theories, etc., etc. We have lot of models in physical geography. We have lot of models in human geography, like your Havantonen model, Christopher's theory, Weber's theory. So many models we have. And without statistical techniques, it's very difficult for us to analyze resources systematically. Number two is so-called the advanced technique, geographic information system. Then we have a remote sensing. Then we have a global navigation satellite system. These three systems are called geospatial technology. This is a new era for particularly young scientists. They have to learn so much. They should have a hands-on experience so that they will be able to get job in any IT companies anywhere in the world. Third one is quantitative methods. Here we have a geostatistics. We have a mathematical models. Then we have a qualitative methods. Qualitative methods, as you know, that we use questionnaires, interviews, and other things. We go to field, we ask people, what is your opinion, what is your perception about the environment, what is your perception about this particular industry or agriculture, so that we try to collect information from stakeholders. So techniques are concerned. We have a mapping techniques, GIS, remote sensing, GNSS, quantitative techniques, and qualitative techniques. Approaches are concerned. We have systematic approach, regional approach, descriptive, and an analytical. Please remember, these four things are very important for geography. Now, let us think about the history little bit. I want to tell so that students will be able to understand. One of the first estimates of the radius of the earth made by so-called Eratosthenes. The first rigorous system of this location, whatever we tell now, location, that is this latitude, longitude lines is credited to Hipparchus. So he was the person, he did it, he employed sexagesimal system that was derived from Babylonian mathematics. So without mathematics, very difficult to learn geography. But unfortunately, whoever they don't like mathematics, they come to geography. But mathematics and statistics is a part of geography because everything is measurement. After descriptive has gone, when analytical comes after 1960s, everything is measurement. You have to measure everything. For that, statistics, mathematics is compulsory. I request everybody, we have to include at least the basics of mathematics and statistics in undergraduate level. The extensive mapping by Romans earlier, as they explored new lands, would later provide a high level of information for Ptolemy to construct detailed atlases. So initially, geography was like an exploration geography. Geography got importance because of the exploration. Many people visited, discovered new countries. Exploration geography was the first thing, and they tried to visit many countries. I can tell exploration geography is very, very important. So Romans explored, many people explored, and they tried to prepare some of the atlases. So Ptolemy, he constructed a detailed atlas earlier times. From the 3rd century onwards, Chinese people also, they did a lot of work. They use different geographical methods. and writing of geographical literature become more comprehensive than what was found in Europe. Chinese people played very important role in mapping and other things until I think 13th to 14th century. Then what happens? Chinese geographers, many geographers were there, like Liu Yan, then Jordan, then somebody Zhu, Dongguan. Many Chinese people wrote importance of these treaties. Yet by the 17th century, advances methods of Western style geography were adopted in China, because Western people, they played very important role. Then when you come to Middle Ages, okay, during Middle Ages, Roman Empire fell down. Okay, that means after fall down of the Roman Empire, there is a shift in the evolution of geography from Europe to Islamic world. Earlier days, everything is religious dogma. When they want to prepare a map, no, that is based on the religious. Maybe Israel was the central point of the thing, based on religion. Then once religion was held, then science became very popular. Muslim geographers actually, they also did lot of work. Muslim geographers such as Muhammad Idrisi produced detailed world maps. Now also we have a Idrisi software, very important software, and it is a raster-based software, and it is very important tool for geographers to teach, and he contributed so much in geography. Then Turkish geographer Muhammad Kashgari drew a world map based on linguistics. So he tried to prepare a map based on the linguistics. Further, Islamic scholars translated and interpreted earlier work that has been done by the Europe people, I mean Roman, Greek people. Then they established different types of things for this particular purpose. Then 17th to 16th, 17th century, what happened? Srab, a later 10th century Muslim geographer, accompanied a book of geographic coordinates with instructions for mapping a rectangular world map. So he tried a level based to prepare this rectangular map, and he wanted to display, he wanted to distribute everybody. Then age of discovery was there. That means after religious dogma is over, the European age of discovery, particularly during 16th to 17th century, where many new lands were discovered. Accounts by European explorers such as, I think everybody knows, Christopher, then Columbus, Marco Polo, James Cook, they revived a desire for both accurate geographic detail and more solid theoretical foundation in Europe. So this particular period, exploration geography played very important role. Then lot of regional geography, world geography, people were prepared, and geography became very important one. Then 18th to 19th century and the latest, and these were the times for geography when geography became a recognized subject. Geography became a recognized academic discipline in 18th to 19th century, particularly in Europe, became a part of universal curriculum. Okay, Europe, they developed so much about it. Particularly Paris and Berlin, they studied different types of geography in many universities. The development of many geographical societies also occurred in all over the world. During 19th century, with the foundation of Society de Geographies in 1981. Then the Royal Geographical Society, still it is very famous. They have a geographical journal. They started in 1830. They played very important role in publishing a lot of articles in geographical things. 1930. Then Russian Geographical Society, they worked very hard. They started Russian Geographical Society in 1845. They started to publish a lot of research papers about Russia and other things. So they gave importance to region, how it is divided, there, what are the things are there. Then they try to interrelate and integrate everything. Then they found that geography is very, very important. I mean, other than economy, other than history, geography played very important role for all government, because without geography, very difficult for government, very difficult for um, thing. They gave very importance for geography. So first Geographical Society found in 1821. Second Royal Geographical Society 1830. Then Russian Geographical Society 1845. Then American Geographical Society 1851. Then finally National Geographical Society came in 1888. So these foundations, these societies played very important role in the development of geography all over the world. In India, many geographic associations we have. Anyway, we are conducting our meet from 4th to 7th. We have more than 40 associations. NAGI is a very big association. They are preparing, they are contributing so much. Indian Institute of Geographers, Deccan Geographers, many geography associations are playing very important role, and they give importance to the geospatial technology. How we can use the geospatial technology in geographical research. And particularly India, Karsan Geographical Society established at Aligarh Muslim University in 1925. Then Madras, so-called now Indian Geographical Society, established in 1926. Then after that, many societies, we have more than 40 societies in geography, and all are contributing so much. So the influence of Immanuel Kant, Alexander Humboldt, Carl Litter, then Vidal de la Blas can be seen as a major turning point in geography from a philosophical to academic subject. Now, the 20th century is there. Now we know that geography is very big. For past 2 centuries, the advancement in technology with computers have led to the development of geospatial technologies or geoinformatics, and new practices such as participant observation and geostatistics being incorporated in geography's portfolio of tools. In the West, during 20th century, the discipline of geography went through 4 major phases. Okay, Western, environmental determinism, regional geography, quantitative revolution, critical geography. The strong interdisciplinary links between geography and the sciences of geology and botany, as well as economy and sociology and demography. That's why we have economic geography, and we don't talk economic geography. We are telling now spatial economics. Economics will not be able to complete the work without geography, because everything has a location. So spatial economics talks so much, where demand is very high, where supply is very high, where price is very less. So based on the demand, supply, market price, everything is going on. And these demand, supply, market price is based on the location. So economic geography or social geography or geography of botany, many subjects now have grown greatly, especially as a result of earth system science that seeks to understand the world in a holistic view. So geography is a mother of all sciences. And whatever I told, I gave a little bit of the history of geography, how it evolved. It got its own importance. It was earlier part of archaeology and history, because sexual and everything started based on that. When they discovered, automatically geography played very important role. So government itself encouraged geography should be very important, so that we should know the geography of local and region level and other things, so that we'll be able to capture everything. Now, concepts are very clear. We have very good traditions. We have very good concepts like diffusion theories, spatial interaction theories, gravity model, Van Thonen model, and we have crystallography. Everything we are perfect theories, models, etc., etc. But unfortunately, earlier times, we did not have tools. Now we have tools. Now we have geostatistical tools. Now we have mathematical tools. Now we have geospatial technology tools, web-based tools. Now we know how to write a program. So unless we integrate the traditional subject to the recent subject. Unless we use this visual technology, very difficult to survive. That means the visual technology alone will not survive. We have to read everything. Unless we understand the concept of geography, geospatial technology is nothing. So first we must understand the basic techniques, basic concept of geography, whatever our senior professors have taught us. We have to learn, we have to remember, and we have to apply new technologies, and we have to solve the problems. Lot of subjects have been there now. Disease geography. Earlier days, disease geography already started actually. Okay, already started. Everybody was doing that medical geography. Now it is called geography of well-being. Geography of well-being and healthcare. So our approaches, we differ our approaches, we changing. If you ask me to define cartography, now very difficult to define cartography. Cartography is as old as mankind. At the same time, cartography is as young as today's newspaper. That means whenever new technology is coming, whenever internet is there, whenever web is there, whenever new things like artificial intelligence is there, cloud GI is there, we try to adopt that, we try to change everything. It is a dynamic discipline. Cartography is a dynamic discipline. Geography is a dynamic discipline, so that we have to change accordingly. We have to change, we have to adopt everything based on that. People will tell geography people study everything. They are not specialists in everything. Not like that. It's not like that. I am very proud. I am a geographer and I am a spatial scientist. I analyze everything spatially, whatever resource, whether it's a crime or a disease or environmental degradation, anything you give, I mean, you means any people, they let them give. As a geographer, we can analyze spatially. Without space, nothing is there. Without location, nothing is there. Everything related to location, whether it is a corona or whether it is something, it's all with reference to location. And we are locational specialists. Please remember, instead of telling geographer, I am very proud, I am a locational specialist. Where I have to start my industry, where I have to have wine shop, where I should not have a wine shop. You understand that? Locational specialist. Now, data analytics has come in engineering and sciences. There is a big data analytics. Data analytics is an advanced level. Big data analytics, more than that, that is part of geography. Because we implement, we analyze maps, we analyze satellite images. These satellite images, these maps are big data, not small data. So we must know how to analyze the satellite images, how to analyze the dynamic maps, so that we will be able to solve the problem during disaster, after disaster, where you have to go, where you have to live, where disaster will come, where disaster will not come. Really, I am telling, spatio-temporal analysis using geospatial technology will be able to tell. And now, location analytics plays very important role for business purpose also. I will be a #1 in business person if I want to do. Since I am a teacher, I can explain. Our students can learn those things. Our students can proud about geography, and we are all locational specialists. Recent trend is concerned, all geospace technology, whether it is a GNSS or remote sensing or GIS, everything is locational analytics. This one term, locational analytics, gives everything. Otherwise, I can use the term spatial intelligence. Geographers are spatial intelligence. Using spatial intelligence, geographer can solve any problems. Whoever gives, we can solve the problem, we can develop our subject. And with this, I finish my lecture. I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Thank you, Jagannathan sir, for your such a valuable and nice presentation, nice explanation in a very limited time. Again, thank you, sir. Now, may I request A.R. Siddiqui sir to deliver his speech about the recent trend in geographic studies and research. Indian scenario.
Am I audible?
Siddiqui sir?
Am I audible,
Yes,
madam?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, all of you. I would like to thank Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya, Principal Arya Vidyapeeth College, Guwahati, Dr. Dipali Niyog, HOD, Department of Geography, and also thank to Professor A.K. Bora, a very senior geomorphologist and well-recognized geographer of India, for recommending my name to attend this webinar. I also thank to many others members of this organizing committee and resource person like Professor Jagannathan from Madras, Professor Asada, and many organizing members of this webinar like Dr. Gitanjali, Dr. Manashi Gagoi for organizing the events. I would like to congratulate for Professor Jagannathan for delivering such a valuable, informative, and dynamic lecture. Actually, you have covered all the aspects of recent trends and all these related to geography. There is no scope for me, but I will discuss in some different way. Thank you very much for giving me a chance. Uh, Basically, I will discuss regarding the discipline of geography and its a different perception of geography and what is the subject matter and what is the dualism and methodology and research potential as well as role of geospatial technology in recent scenario. Can I share my PPT, madam? Please allow me to share my PPT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can share your PPT.
Yes, yes, I'm sharing. You have allotted me 25 minutes, but I will take 5 more minutes. And because some case study also for a new researcher and geography student, then I would like to cover all these aspects related to your topic. It will be better, I think. Only 1 minute, I think it is sharing. Madam, please allow. My PPT is appearing on the screen, madam.
Not, sir. Not yet. Sir, click the present screen. Present button. Present now button. Click the present now button. And share it. Click the share
Okay.
it.
How it is coming, ma'am?
Not yet, sir.
But here it is.
There is a bottom present now. Present now.
Present now.
Yes.
But here it is not appearing, ma'am. It's pure.
Sir, at the very right side bottom, there is present now button.
Okay, just trying. Right side.
Right side bottom. Sir, click the present button. Present now button.
Yes. I putting. I have already pressed, madam. I think there is some. Here it is showing that sharing.
Yes. Sharing.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No, sir.
I'm sorry for inconvenience. As we know, Professor Jagannathan also have discussed many issues in the geography. You see, Richard Harshon has given a definition of geography. Geography is concerned to provide accurate, orderly, and rational description and interpretation of variable character of the Earth's surface in the year 1959. But there are different perceptions of geography. But in my view, geography should be considered as a home of man. and geography as a description of the earth, geography as a description of interrelated interaction between the phenomena, geography as a synthesizing science, geography as a description of spatial integration, and geography as a description of behavioral aspect also, and geography as a description of solving applied aspects, as mentioned by Professor Jagannathan. But there are three things important. First is philosophy of the subject. Another aspect is subject matter of the geography, and methodology. How you will solve the different complex problem of the world and complexity of the world. This is very important aspect for any geographer. He has already discussed about the branches and subject matter of the geography, but I want to draw your attention what are the disciplines in the geography, like geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, plant species and animal kingdom, environmental geography, and soil geography. Generally, we cover in the field of human geography, economic geography, population geography, settlement geography, historical geography, political geography, agricultural geography, transport geography, cultural geography. So, geography is the mother of all sciences and having very wide reflectance and it reflects many disciplines also. But there are various dichotomies also. But I want to draw your attention towards the dichotomy of traditional versus applied. As you have chosen the topic of your webinar, and what is the recent trend of researchers in the geography as a subject. So, I have already mentioned about the philosophy of the subject and already mentioned that Earth should be considered as home of man. It means space is the place where all the human activity occurs. So there is need to understand the dimension of the diversities in geography, and man is the central theme of geography. So now question arises, what would be the subject matter and what would be the methodology? So subject matter, there are linkages to many other disciplines and methodology, and there are different type of methodology as mentioned by previous speaker. There is a qualitative and quantitative method to solve the problem of society. But we have to draw our attention towards use of statistical techniques of last century and fields observation, qualitative and quantitative techniques of the geography. There are various aspects. And you see, there are major recognized works in the last 150 years. And first, there was an essay on population, which have been published in the year in 1669 by Robert Malthus, and very popular essay on geography. And another important work given by E.G. Ravenstein is Law of Migration, Theory of Agricultural Location, was given by an economist, von Thunen, and geography cycle by W.M. Davis in 1899, Geographic Equation and Processes, Landform Evolution and Development of Landform, Major Natural Regions given by A.J. Herbertson in the year 1905. Theory of Industrial Location was given by Alfred Weber in 1909. Likewise, Central Place Theory in 1933 by Walter Kistaller. Loss Theory, Concentric Zone Theory given by E.W. Burgess. Sectoral Theory by Homer. And Multiple Theory by C.D. Harris. And Natural Forest Classification was given by H.G. Champion. And for Soil Forming Factor was given by Jenny in the 1941, I think. And Agroclimatic Regions, Köppen Climatic Classification, Agricultural Classification by D. Whittlesey, and Major Cultural Region by Spencer, Thornwood Climate Classification in the year 1948, Determination of Urban Hierarchy, Rank Size Rule, Law of Primate City, Near Neighbor Analysis, Land Use Classification, Land Utilization, Measurement of Agricultural Productivity, Agriculture Efficiency, and studies related to population dynamics and population characteristics like theory and laws, model theories and laws. So you see, there have been passed nearly 150 years, and we are doing our work in the light of these works. So now there is need to understand the diversities of the physiography, diversities of the climatic characteristics, diversities of the distribution of mineral resources, diversities in the distribution of population, and diversities in natural resource planning, implementation aspect, infrastructural planning aspect, socio-economic development planning aspect, and human resource development planning aspect. Because we are living in the era of applied geography, implementation of various applied things for the development of the society. There is need to identify the causative factors of disparities and imbalances nowadays. And many social scientists and geographers are working to identify the causative factors of these important aspects. But what was the geographical basis and what were the tools and techniques amongst the geographers? So first of all, if you are going to learn geospatial technology, if you are going to learn any advanced technology, if you are going to learn to download any modern paper, but we are not knowing the basics of geography, then there is no means to learn the advanced technology. First of all, we have to clear about the scales, determination of scale, concept of reduction and enlargement, and basic foundation knowledge of cartography and basic knowledge of map projections, because all these are inbuilt in GIS software also. So we have to take a basic and fundamental knowledge of geography as traditional literature has given to us to study about this aspect. And we don't have any idea about nowadays for PG student and for research student. I'm sure in different universities and different colleges, there is no any facilities to make their field survey, make their basic map. And so we have to take intensive knowledge about surveying, like plane table survey, prismatic compass survey, theodolite, total station, telescopic elidate, dumpy level, Indian clinometer, sextant, and many other instruments. So this was the basis of geographer. And now there is a need to learn about, to know about the profiling of the map, like haching, contouring, profiling, relief, and slope. But another dimension of geography to know about the statistical technique, because in the field of agriculture geography, we are already using standard deviation, correlation, coefficient of correlation, linear regression, rank correlation, factor analysis, sampling, principal component analysis, chi-square test, student test, F test, Z score, Carl Pearson experiment. Then we are going to use, if we are going to use software like ArcGIS or any other free software, then we have to make our concentration to learn about the statistical technique, because all the derivations are inbuilt in software also. First of all, which type of statistics and which type of, you have taken suppose any case study, then you have to think which type of statistics technique will be applied in which type of the problem. So nature of the problem should be correlated with your methodological aspect. Generally, we are working, we are submitting our PhD thesis and research project, but generally we see there are many lacuna in making of basic maps. So we have to concentrate to learn about more about map design and layout, lettering, choosing color, mapping, showing graph, because in GIS technique there are many legends, but in old cartography technique generally we use about only five categories: very high, high, medium, low, very low. But in geospatial technology, you can choose more than 100, more than 200, more than 50 on the basis of your requirement. So there is no need to the basic formatting of the making map. And we have to clear about the sampling techniques and procedure design to solve any kind of problem. So there is three other important aspects in the research that and presentation of your work, that is illustration, derivation, and summarization. So there is need to learn all these aspects for making your presentation very powerful. As we know that National Commission on Agriculture classified land use in the year 1950 to 51, and he has classified. But if you correlate ancillary data with satellite drive data, then you cannot correlate. You are going to learn, you are going to observe your questions, research question in the field, then you cannot correlate your information, your observation with the ancillary data. And you cannot follow the classification made by National Commission on Agriculture. You have to decide what type of land farm unit you have taken for your study, and what type of your micro level unit you have to decide only. So now there is a another trend. We have more than 50% of the research are concentrated towards the study of change detection. Earlier, you see, if you are having the data of land use and land cover, then many geographers have published their work in change detection studies. And what is the hectare change in the net zone area, and what is the hectare change in irrigated land, what is the hectare change in fallow land. There were many studies have been done on change detection. So now another important aspect, we are working on the field, we are taking traditional topic of the geography, but sometimes we are not having much knowledge about the scale. Scale is the important factor for geographer. If you are working and taking from study area 1:50,000, 1:1 million, if you are taking level 2, 1:250, 2,50,000, and between 1:50,000, if you are taking the study area of 1:25,000, and you have to decide what type of data you have to purchase. And generally we are dependent on the free data provided by global land forest cover, particularly on GLCF data, Landsat data. So we have to decide what type of problem is there and what type of data should be downloaded. So land farm unit study area, whether it is micro level, whether it is meso level, whether it is macro level, it is very important aspect to choose the study area. So scale is the important things. And another important aspect, those who are working for watershed codification and watershed delineation. So we have to clear what would be the scale for sub watershed area and milli watershed area and micro watershed area, and what will be the area. Suppose we are taking 10,000 hectare to 5,000 hectare, then we are talking about sub watershed. If you are taking about 1,000 hectare to between 10,000 hectare, then we are talking about milli watershed area. So we have to clear all about this important aspect of the geographical fact. Now you see what are the research potential in geographical studies, and first speaker Professor Jagannathan already has covered, but in recent times we generally use, and many work have been, many commendable work has been done by different scientific institutes, like in the field of water resource management, land resource management, land evaluation. The word land evaluation we generally use to identify the geomorphic processes in the field, geomorphic hazard, having a lot of potential to choose your topic for PhD work. And you see, after when disaster management bill was passed by the parliament in the year 2005, now the study is related to disaster management is very important aspect, and many modeling work is going on in the field of forestry and ecology, in the field of agriculture and soils. Now there is a paradigm shift in the field of agriculture geography. Earlier we were using the techniques of calculation of measurement of agricultural productivity, agricultural efficiency, but now have shift, and we are using geospatial technology and satellite drive data in order to find out the information from the agricultural field, from the agricultural area. So in population dynamics, well, there are various aspects. You know, in the year 1953, a book was published, World Population Pattern. There was 8 characteristics of population: birth rate, death rate, migration, occupational structure, work participation, sex ratio, population density, many other like things, literacy, and many population geographers have published many remarkable work in the field of population characteristics also. Now there is an international institute in Mumbai, IIPS, and many other institute of TIS, TISS. So many social scientists are working in the field of population dynamics. Now another allied department of geography, or you can say the meteorological sciences like atmospheric sciences, and many good universities have established department of atmospheric sciences, like in Calcutta University, in Allahabad University, K. Banerjee Institute is there. So many scientists are working, and many geographers are working in the field of climate change, extreme weather events, oceanic modeling, ecology and environment, disaster management. These aspects have become a very important aspect to allot as a PhD, as an MPhil topic to the students. What is the research potential in the field of geomorphology? There are many geomorphologists in Kolkata, in Maharashtra, in South India, in Assam, and I will take name of Professor D.C. Goswami, land of D.C. Goswami sir, land of Professor A.K. Bora sir, Bimalkar sir, Sharma sir. There are many good geomorphologists are there. So there is a lot of research potential in geomorphology, like geomorphological process coupled with human and natural system, applied geomorphology, geomorphological resources, geomorphological heritage, biogeomorphology, river health, coastal geomorphology, tectonic geomorphology, mountain geomorphology, and geomorphological mapping, landform assessment for geodiversity, geotourism, geoarchaeology, extreme events in geomorphology, arid geomorphology, and use of geoinformatics in geomorphology. So you can allot many topics of research related to recent dimensions of geomorphological studies. So these are the topics on these are the field where you can shift your attention of research. So now you see there are many other aspects. Particularly, I want to put the name of National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad, and Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, GIS, Dehradun. There are many good scientists. Earlier there was a Vajja Hari Prasad and many good scientists of soil, agriculture and soils, Dr. Suresh Kumar and Dr. N.R. Patel, Dr. Saha are working, and now there is a S.P. Agarwal sir are working in the field of Praveen sir are working in the field of hydrological modeling and watershed characterization, flood mapping, soil erosion and soil moisture mapping and modeling, and drought modeling. A very commendable work have been done by Professor Dr. N.R. Patel as scientist SG in Dehradun. So there are many important aspects in this field. You can work on monitoring of surface water body, snow and glacier using remote and sensing GIS, and planning dimension related to watershed characterization and modeling on flood and snow and glacier melt runoff modeling you can do. And you can do also irrigation water management using geospatial tools, and you can work on site suitability analysis of water harvesting, river valley irrigation and hydropower, and urban hydrology and water distribution network modeling using geospatial techniques. And there are groundwater modeling and assessment have become very important aspects. So there are many important aspects to work in the field of disaster management. Take an example of monitoring of drought conditions and cyclone, coastal hazard, and many other important aspects you can choose from traditional to modern oriented studies. And you see there are many scopus paper and many cited work will find covering on these issues of geography, and you have to shift your orientation towards making your topic and your intention and your interest towards the modern application of these discipline as mentioned by Professor Jagannathan. And you can do work, very good work in the field of forestry and ecology, and like you can cover the estimation of soil carbon dynamics and mapping of biomass potential, and another important aspect of the sustainable mountain agriculture. And there are various important aspects related to forest fire, chain detection in the forest, and species mapping. There are very important aspects. If you are working in the field of urban geography, then there is no need to go on traditional aspect. Earlier we were doing only based on the central place theory and sectoral theory and near neighbor analysis. Now you can work on urban microclimate. Now you can work on urban seismic hazard. Now you can work on hyperspectral data analysis and making urban utilities aspect also. Sir, we have only I can take another 5 minutes. Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
I can take another 5 minutes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to show the role of geoinformatics nowadays in various other aspects. So I will move fast. You know, the remote sensing means acquiring information about a phenomenon, object or surface while at a distance from it. So I will move fast. You know, we can extract information from the ground with the help of different types of sensors. There is no need to explain in details. All of you are knowing the techniques of remote sensing, and you know there are different bands have been calibrated in order to get different types of information from the ground. So you see, if you are working in the block level, mandal level, district level, state level, and national level, you can get data from the government agencies. Now you see the beauty of geoinformatics. Earlier you were making 5 legends, but now you can interpret your problem by making different legends. If in any village or any tehsil you are making for agricultural parcels, and you can make attribute table by giving different type of information, by making different type of legends. So this is the beauty of GIS. And for simple, if anybody is working after PG, working in MPhil or PhD, you can make a study on change detection, and you can publish your good paper in any good journal. So in a single technology, you can publish your paper, your work in any good journal of India or in abroad. So this is the beauty of if you are working in groundwater problem, then you can make the difference between the post-monsoon situation and pre-monsoon situation on the basis of difference of groundwater level. You can publish your work and single research paper you can publish in any journals. There are some important aspects in the field of hydrology. Agroclimatic variations are there, variation in cropping system are there, rainwater harvesting, there is a new field, crop monitoring system, there is a new field, watershed management. All these aspects you can consider. You know, for watershed methodology, YP Bali in 1982 has classified watershed into 4 types: sub watershed, milli watershed, micro watershed, and mini watershed. You can take your study area, you can choose your interest toward the now I am showing you the how you can work in the field. Suppose you are working on desert landscape. You know, desertification is land degradation towards arid, semi-arid and subhumid region due to adverse climatic condition and adverse climatic situation and adverse human activities. And the definition was given in the year 1992. Suppose there are many variables and indicators, but I am not including many indicators here. Only I am using vegetation as an indicator, climate as an indicator, and soil quality as an indicator. This work is the basis of field work, and this work is also based on the satellite drive data. Then how you will correlate your field work with data obtained from the government agencies and data obtained from the satellite technology. So if you are not taking into consideration of ancillary data and you are going to field, then you have to classify which type of form is there. Suppose there is a sandy soil, there is sandy coarse loam, there is a coarse loam, then you have to give weight from 1 to 2 scale. And if you are taking sample from the soil, from the top layer of soil, 25 centimeter of depth, and from moderate shallow 50 to 75 centimeter, deep soil 100 to 150 centimeter, and very deep. So you have to give the rank from the scale from 1 to 2. Likewise, if you are taking soil sample from the ground, from different ground, from forest area, from cropland area where double cropping is going on, from single crop area, from you are taking soil from stabilized dune area also, you are taking soil from partial dunes area, then on the basis of your sample and result from the laboratory, because you are going to calculate, you are going to estimate the presence of carbon content in the soil. It takes a lot of hectic time will be you will devote there, and then you will get organic matter and organic carbon. So on the basis of that phenomena, you can correlate your right. After all, making these efforts, you can integrate all the information like soil quality, climate quality, vegetation quality, land water quality, soil erosion quality. Then you can get final picture of desertification. There are many modeling work geographers are using, like temperature condition index, vegetation condition index, and W.F. Kogan has done a very commendable work in the 1995. There are many derivation related to TCI and derivation related to VCI are you can process through the modeling, and through ancillary data you can give the trend of information, and you can give the result of 35 years trend of rainfall. And likewise, you can correlate these field observation with the soil brightness index image. When you are using ArcGIS and when you are using Landsat data on band 6, you will find the thermal image and you will find the derivation of SBI from the internet, and you apply, then you can correlate your presence of carbon content with your sample point. If the darker side is showing more percentage of carbon content, it means there is a lot of vegetation is there. If the brightest side is having less carbon content, it means there is a low percent of confidence. Likewise, you can make a study on chain detection of dunes pattern, dunes problem, and likewise you can apply the pressure of animal population on fragile ecosystem, and you can estimate the fodder requirement, and after integration of all the information layer, you can get a final picture of desertification hazard. So my recommendation, if you are not having image or if you are not having satellite drive data, you can download Google Archives image also, and then you see and you can correlate settlement areas where the human practices are going on, where the risk of pressure of animal population and risk of grazing activities are going on, and you can make a final recommendation. So my recommendation among the geographer is to campaign about there is need to enhancement of the human technological abilities, but we use the word here, there is need to enhancement of the geographer technological abilities, and there is need to the enhancement of land capabilities for sustainable life, and there is need to make an intensive monitoring of resources at micro level instead of macro level. And thank you for giving me 25 minutes for such a long presentation. And once again, I would like to thank Professor A.K. Bora for recommending my name among the geographer from Assam, very dynamic geographer are there. I respect all the senior geographer, Professor D.C. Goswami, Professor A.K. Bora, Professor Dr. Sharma, Professor Sharma, Bimal Kar sir. Many of my friends are there. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. A.R. Siddiqui, sir, for your nice, valuable, and elaborate explanation about the topic, recent trends in geographic studies and research in Indian scenario. In a limited time, you cover almost all the relevant areas of the topic. Thank you, sir, again for giving your valuable time with us. May I request Dr. Asada Hirohisa, sir, to deliver his talk about recent trends in geographic studies and research, Japanese scenario. May I request Dr. Asada, sir?
Just a moment. I want to share. Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Can you see?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So, thank you very much for inviting me such a great occasion today. I really appreciate first the convener, Dr. Dipali Nyok, Madam, and respected resource persons, professors, and A.K. Borasar, my teacher, and all participants for giving me such a great opportunity to deliver our lecture. And my topic is recent trends of geographic study and research in Japan. So I move to next. Can you see? Okay, first I'd like to introduce myself a little. I visited India more than 30 times, and every year I go to Assam for fieldwork and enjoy discussions with many professors. I'm sorry that I cannot visit this month. I hope I can visit again as soon as Corona outbreak is over. But anyway, thank you very much for today. Today I have prepared 4 topics on geography trends in Japan. I will briefly show you them, overview, and human geography, and physical geography, and geography and society. Yes, first, I start from the history of geographical study in Japan. It was Tokyo Geographical Society which started geographical study, and it was founded in 1879. As mentioned, the previous speakers, the Royal Geographical Society, it was 1830. So after about 50 years, we established Geographical Society at Tokyo. And Geography Department, next, Geography Department was founded in first Kyoto University in 1907. And the same was founded in the University of Tokyo in 1911. And the Kyoto University, the geography was under Faculty of Arts, like a history department. But University of Tokyo, the department was under Faculty of Science, like geology. So from the beginning, we have different streams in Japanese geography. These founders studied in Germany and France, so influence of geography in those European countries was strong in Japan for long years. And nowadays, this is the geography departments in some important and selected universities. Not all geography departments are shown here. And after Kyoto and Tokyo, many departments were established in 1950s after the Second World War. And as you see, geography departments belong to Faculty of Science in Eastern Japan from University of Tokyo and these universities. And in Western Japan, geography departments belong to Faculty of Art after Kyoto University. So in science faculty, the number of physical geographer is more, and in art faculty, the number of human geography is more. So the collaboration of human and physical geography was little those days, and still now. We have two big geographical societies. One is the Association of Japanese Geographers, established 1925, based on University of Tokyo. And the other is the Human Geographical Society of Japan, 1946, based on Kyoto University. And we have another more than 30 societies, geographical societies in Japan. It's all local. This is the interests of Japanese geographers investigated by questionnaire to the members of two big societies. So this is from number 1 to number 10, which fields are most popular by geographers, Japanese. So you can see both human geography and physical geography have popularity. The number 1 is urban geography, and number 2 is geomorphology, physical. And again, the third position is economic geography, human like this. Recently, new fields such as gender geography or tourism geography, GIS and remote sensing are getting popularity, but the number of geographer is still not much, still limited. Then I will show you some trend of human geography first. Human geography in Japan and as well as in India traditionally analyzed spatial patterns of various scales from village, town to the whole country. In special, especially economic geography was strong. They played an important role in national development plans in Japan. It's like a 5 years plan in India. Because Japan, our country experienced rapid economic growth in 1960s and 70s, so geographers contributed to the development planning both in rural area and urban area. But the interest in urban geography is nowadays growing instead of rural geography. Urban geography have several topics like a commercial district or transportation or slum area in the city center or gentrification like this. And other fields of human geography is, for example, historical geography, which analyze old maps and pictures like this. This is a 18th century city planning in Kyoto. This kind of study has a long tradition in Japan. And also, cultural geography is also popular. The topic is religions, festivals, livelihoods, food habit, folklore, and something. But the number of cultural geographer is not much in Japan. Then I will tell you some trends of recent, that means the late 20th century. Humanistic geography emerged in 1980s after quantitative geography in 1970s. This is almost same trend with other countries. And they do not focus on regions, but they focus on an individual person. So the space of children, gender, foreigner, and disabled person, and so on, are examined. As Japan, as you know, the total population of Japan is decreasing now year by year. So we must care for these socially marginalized people. Otherwise, we cannot sustain our society. So this kind of topic is nowadays gradually becoming popular. And concepts and methodology in other disciplines like sociology or anthropology are adopted, such as oral history, discourse analysis, postmodern theory, like this. So geography and sociology, geography and anthropology, like this kind of a mix are occurring in Japan. And other trend, I will tell you, the Japanese government have promoted tourism sector since 2000s. The number of tourists from abroad, of course, within country, was increasing year by year. So tourism geography analyzes the activities of tourists by mobile GPS data. Nowadays, we call big data. And especially, we must invite more foreign guests in rural area, because our village site, rural site, the population is very small. So we must invite more foreigners to economic activities. So ecotourism, I think you know, geopark tourism and content tourism. Content tourism is such as a cartoon and cinema or TV serial that the fan can visit that place, that cinema, the place appeared in cinema. They will like to visit the same place. And this kind of new tourism appearing and study topics for nowadays human geographers, especially young generation. 20s or 30s. Then I will show you some characteristics of physical geography in Japan. Traditionally, theoretical studies were popular in physical geography. I think this is the same in India. And in geomorphology, development of landform and environmental changes in Quaternary period were surveyed by fieldwork. This left figure shows the evolution of riverbed morphology according to the climate changes in Quaternary period. And in climatology, pattern of atmospheric circulations and associated weather conditions were revealed from the observational data, like rainfall, temperature, wind direction, pressure, air pressure, like this. The right figure shows the wind circulation pattern in Japan and East Asia. Many climatologists prepared this kind of map in macro scale. So after that, I will show you some new trend in physical geography. Advancement of observational instruments enabled new researches in geomorphology and climatology in 2010s. For example, UAV, it's a drone, and LiDAR measurement have enabled land use, land cover study, and topographical research in micro level. Like this, we can use. Some researchers collaborate with archaeologists to find the old remains. And other new instruments used for meteorological observation in urban climate. Mechanism of heat islands, that means urban heating, and urban airflow are one of the main targets in recent climatology. some researchers collaborate with urban planning and urban planning designers. That means with other disciplines, they collaborate. Other new trends in physical geography is disaster. Disaster research became popular after Great Kobe earthquake in 1995. In this earthquake, more than 6,000 people died at one night. Along with earthquake, climate changes such as increasing intensity of rainfall and wind speed intensity associated with big typhoon, that means the big cyclones appearing. So, tectonic geomorphology, which confirms the existence of active faults underground, become important. By detecting the location of active faults underground, we can prepare for the future big earthquake. And other example is hazard maps for floods, landslides, and volcano eruptions prepared by physical geographers. This right figure is an example of flood hazard map. This blue color means the possible water inundated area. So they can evacuate it. They can evacuate from here, and yes, they can avoid. They can predict future disaster. So now every town, city, and district authority make this kind of hazard maps, and every family have these maps at home. Everybody knows. This is a contribution from physical geographers. Next, I would like to explain the geographical education in Japan. Actually, geography is not a compulsory, but an optional subject in high school level since 1989. Little students major geography in higher education, in college and university. And history or sociology are more popular than geography. This is unfortunate, but the knowledge and the skill of geography is very important in this modern world. So, Ministry of Education decided to make geography again compulsory in 2022 to study globalization, disaster prevention, and GS skill. Now, many geographers try to develop the materials for high school students to study new skills in collaboration with school teachers. This is not college, this is high school. Nowadays, high school students must learn the GIS technique, and this is a textbook in the high school level. And this is a story of geography and society. As geography is not much popular in Japan, actually, and many people does not know its significance, outreach activities to popularize the subject is required for us researchers. Unless they get popularity, research funds from the government will be reduced, cut off, and the number of students who study geography will decrease. So the left figure is a photo of excursion with citizens, not students. Professors guide local people to study the geographical features of their living place. The middle one is a town guidebook prepared by university students, not the experts, but nowadays students can prepare and publish this kind of good book. And the right one is a cartoon of geographers for young readers who are interested in geography. This kind of a new method of teaching geography is appearing, we adopting. Geographer can study not only local area, but also outside the country. As Japan cannot survive, Japan is a very small country, small island, we cannot survive alone in the international society. Geographers are asked to go to collect information on economy and culture across the world. Because many Japanese companies go to abroad and they needed information of foreign countries to start their business. So many universities go to study in outside Japan. For example, in India, many professors from Hiroshima University visit to study physical and human aspects of different parts of India, north, south, east, west. Till 1990s, they carried out field survey with a team due to limited budget, but nowadays they go to fields in abroad individually, like me. And these are examples of recent outcomes of Japanese geographers doing research in abroad. They say an Asian flavor different from the Western way of thinking is reflected to their outcomes. Like this, monsoon Asia, India, Arunachal Pradesh, Russia, Siberia, Amur River Basin, East Asia, Pacific Ocean, like this, and they publish in English. So lastly, I have to say some challenges in geography in Japan. Geographers are asked to tackle with the problem of contemporary society, or they cannot receive enough support for their researches. Integration of physical geography and human geography are required to deal with modern topics such as disaster, environmental pollution, or urban problem like that. The number of geographers are declining, unfortunately, in Japan, as the young generation have less interest in this discipline. Geographers must show the significance of the discipline for the society, not the only academic world, but the local people. Most papers and publications are written in Japanese. They should disseminate and diffuse their research outcomes in English to discuss with foreign researchers. And finally, conclusion. Geographical research in Japan traditionally focused on theoretical topics of spatial patterns on human physical phenomena. The trend of quantitative geography in 1970s, humanistic geography in 1980s, and the emergence of GIS in 1990s were almost same with the international trends of geography, and I think same with Indian trend. But after 2000, the country faced many problems such as increasing disasters, population decrease, and stagnation of the economy. Geographers are asked to contribute these problems, which influence the recent trends of the discipline. New technology are adopted to the research in both human and physical geography, but the fieldwork will continue to be the most important methods of the discipline. So thank you very much. That's all for my presentation. I will stop my sharing screen.
Thank you, Dr. Asada sir. Your explanation about human geography with the recent trend in human geography, characteristics of physical geography with the recent trend, with Japanese some scenario. All the explanation was very, very nice. Asada, you explained about geographical education in Japan. Your explanation about geography and society is a very nice practical explanation. Your explanation about Japanese geographer in abroad is very knowledgeable one. So there is challenges in geography in Japan also. Thank you, Asada sir, for giving your valuable time among us. Expect again we meet you in another this type of the seminar. Okay, thank you, Asada, again for your nice presentation and cooperate with us being a part of this our webinar. Now our this we open for the question or open discussion. Dear participant, have you any query? Then we can share with our resource person. Because all we are geographer, we have many queries. So resource person is with us. We can learn, we can ask, we can query anything from them.
Madam, I want to ask questions from Prakash Jyoti Saikia.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, he wrote, right? in chat. And on the increasing emphasis of the geographers on human geographical research than physical one worldwide in recent years, because physical geography, we must go in a group, and we cannot go to field alone, and it takes time and more money than human geography. So that is, I think, one reason. And I explained some new instruments, but actually, it costs much more than $100 like this. So it is very difficult to purchase personally. So, but the human geography, it is much less cost, and it's very easier for us to go here. And his second question, more and more emphasis on tools rather than the core subjects by the geographer. Yes, that is true. Yeah, in our country, yes, many young people use GIS and remote sensing, but actually no philosophy, no strong impact on on this discipline. So we can just, because the GIS and remote sensing is just a tool, just a methodology. It's not a concept. It's not the philosophy. So it's a very good to run GIS remote sensing and new instruments, but we must study first theory and theoretical aspects, concepts, and history of geography. Then we should go to some latest technology. So it is very difficult. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. So now we are going to almost the conclusion part of our seminar. So may I request the faculty member of Geography Department, Arya Vidyapeeth College, Dr. Manasi Gogoi, for her photo kings regarding this international webinar. Manasi, may I request you?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. It's my privilege to take opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. At the outset of the program, I, on behalf of the Department of Geography, Arya Vidyapeeth College, extend my gratitude to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bhattacharya sir, Principal of Arya Vidyapeeth College, for giving us permission to organize this international webinar. I must share my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Gitanjali Hazarika Madam, Coordinator, IQSP, Arya Vidyapeeth College, and all the members of this cell for extending their friendly cooperation with us. I am also thankful to Dr. Ashok Kumar Bora sir, Professor and former head of the Department of Geography, Guwahati University, for his enthusiastic support and guidance to organize the webinar. I would like to offer my heartfelt gratitude to all the resource persons, Dr. R. Jagannathan sir, Dr. A.R. Siddiqui sir, and Dr. Asada Harisisa sir, for sharing your vast and valuable knowledge on recent trends in geographic studies and research. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence, sir. I do hope that it would surely help our esteemed participants to apply their knowledge in the social science like geography in near future. I would like to offer my heartfelt thanks to all the faculty members, research scholars, and students coming from different institutes such as Guwahati University, Telangana University, University of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab University, Haryana University, KVS Sangathan, All India Radio, USTM, and so forth, for their active participation in the webinar. I must offer my deep sense of appreciation to Sinmay Soikia, research scholar, for technical support to this webinar. And last not the least, a special thanks to Dr. Deepali Neog ma'am, HOD, that's the Department of Geography, Arya Vidyapeeth College, for her well management and coordination of the webinar. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of today's webinar. Once again, thank you to all of you. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bora sir. Thank you, Siddiqui sir, Jagannathan sir, Asada sir, my dear faculty members, research scholars, then everyone, my dear students. So thank you, everyone. Then we conclude our discussion. So expect we will again meet you in another platform. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Professor Jagannath.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir and
Thank you,
madam.
Professor Mahanta. Thank you, Siddiqui.